Hello, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in this universe, this world. Um, Welcome back to another great episode of Kass's World, and I hope everyone is enjoying their summer. Staying healthy, hydrated, and holy. And I hope everyone is staying protected in this hot, scorching sun. And yeah, honestly, I'm being genuine here. I hope everyone is doing well and okay. And staying sane. Doing what you love, doing what you want, doing what you need. And taking care of themselves. It's the summertime, nigga, and you need to relax. Take some time off for yourself. You feel me? Anyways. Tonight is an interesting episode, but not so interesting because I've talked about this before. But I feel like it just has to be talked about again because the underground has been in shambles the past couple days. But this opens some conversations that have been needing to be had as a community, as a whole. And it makes me question a lot of y'all's moral compasses. Where do things lie with you? What do you find okay? And what do you find not okay? Now, I want to define the definition of accountability according to the Oxford language. The fact or condition of being accountable or responsible. Now, what does this have to do with tonight? It has to do a lot with tonight. Because when somebody does something wrong, you of course want them to, hold themselves accountable. But you also, you want the people around them, the people who pay attention to them, their supporters, people to also hold them accountable, right? Right. So, let's get into it. Well, let's get into, the variations of things, first of all. Let's get into Destroy Lonely. Destroy Lonely's ex-girlfriend made a Twitter thread on June 24th exposing him for being physically and verbally abusive and very just manipulating, and just honestly a lot of his actions were disgusting. One thing she put in the thread was how he cracked her head open by pushing her into a bed frame and threw all her shit, she says, in the hotel hallway, I'm assuming, because she didn't want to roll him up one. She then puts pictures of, her head being bloody, her hands being bloody, the bed being bloody. And, it honestly, I have to question a lot of you niggas' moral compasses. If you still actively support him and see him as a genuine person, where do you really stand morally? Because a lot of you niggas on here chatting on Twitter, TikTok, these underground page, all that, this wouldn't slide if this was your sister, your aunt, your cousin, your mom, your girl best friend, the girl you grew up with, that you consider like family. You really wouldn't let this slide. I feel like the violence against women has become so saturated, it's just a part of our culture to just accept it. I mean, when Can got, outed for beating women, nobody said anything. For real. But we made it the butt of every joke. It was just a joke to people. That's all it is. The whole Can thing, all niggas say is, I'll do a bitch like Can. I'll do a bitch. Now, where does that put you, really? You don't think to hold this man accountable. You don't think to, question this, that, the third. But you make a joke out of it. Same with the Diddy thing, but that'll get into later. Back to Destroy Lonely. Now, she also says he was overly controlling, got mad at her for listening to Don Tolliver, abused her for verbally abused her for a 21-hour flight, and she hit him out of anger. He choked her and then called her mom. Obviously, this is a toxic relationship. That's it's black and white here. That's nothing. But I really feel like with the evidence, the proof, and the lack of accountability, and all he has to say is his managers can vouch for him. That's all he can say, is that his managers can vouch for him. This should really start putting on some, put on your thinking caps here. Really, like, turn on the light bulb in your head. For real. I feel like the underground community is notorious for sheltering and protecting a lot of abusers and a lot of disgusting people that honestly, if they were to break big in the industry, they shouldn't. Like, if these niggas were to get into the industry and be big and break in, they'd fit in just fine with these big industry niggas because they act the same way. But the underground community is so, like, the fan bases, it's honestly like the saturation of everything. You honestly, there's no hope for these niggas at all. There's always going to be a plethora of niggas that defend them. Now, I feel like at the end of the day, whether, niggas be like, well, what if she's lying? But I feel like in almost half of these situations, there's always hard, genuine proof. But that still won't be enough for y'all to, like, maybe realize this nigga's a bad person. He's not somebody I would want around my sister. He's not somebody I would bring a female friend around. Anyways, yeah. Destroy Lonely got outed for being an abuser. And I feel like it might just be the butt, the butt of every joke again, just like how y'all did Can. Or maybe y'all might actually do y'all's thing, but I don't have, real hope. Anyways, so then, as I'm scrolling on Twitter once again, now, I don't know this nigga Stunmick. He looks like a gay-ass femboy, just being 100% honest. This nigga Stunmick got outed in a Twitter thread for being a rapist. I'm not going to read the whole thread, just because I know this can be sensitive for some, listeners. But if you do want to read the thread, the girl who made the thread, her at is, what is it? It is I'll put her at in the comments. It's Lullaby of Sex, and her name is Allison. And she alleges that on April 21st, 2024, Stunmick took advantage of her. And she also expresses she was scared of him. And like a lot of victims of assault, you can kind of see that there's a genuine fear to speak up about what happened to them. Which is another thing when niggas be like, well, why did you wait so long? Why did you wait so long? If you were attacked and taken advantage of by someone with, a following, someone with somewhat of power, you're going to feel, you don't, like, niggas just can't put themselves, niggas can't be empathetic. Niggas and bitches, bruh. Cause y'all, bitches be the main with the quickness to defend a nigga too. Y'all lack empathy. If you were put in this situation with, like, someone with a high-ass fan base, you're going to feel kind of cornered to where you can't speak up about some things. Y'all lack empathy. That's another thing that, people don't want to get into. But she does say that she feels like she has the support and she feels safe enough to do this, which is why she finally exposed this femboy-ass nigga, and I'm glad she did. She shows hospital records of her getting a rape kit. She also went to, Reddit about this, and she says, I quote, "I'm not doing this for clout or attention. If I wanted that, I would have done it a long time ago. Instead of suffering for months by myself, I want 1, the other victims to feel comfortable. 2, for women to be aware that he is a predator and to stay away from him." End quote. And of course, there's niggas in the comments. I'm not going to get into the details of it because, once again, this is a sensitive subject. But if you feel comfortable enough to read this, I highly suggest you go read the thread. But you have been warned. It is very sensitive, very graphic. And he, once again, just like Destroy Lonely, they go on Twitter and they make themselves look fucking idiotic and fucking crazy and prove everybody's point. Like, honestly. And at the end of the day, once again, to the fans, to the people defending him, where does your moral compass go? Where does it lie? When do we hold these men accountable? I'll wait. Because no one can genuinely answer that. At least you niggas can't. These niggas that want to sit up here and defend and go to war for these underground niggas who probably don't give 2 shits about you as long as you're shutting the fuck up and streaming. You feel me? Like, honestly, bro. It's sad. Like, the underground community is just going into shambles. And I'm not even talking about music-wise. I'm just talking about how, like, y'all shelter and cater to these people who do disgusting, vile things. Terrible things. And I could honestly say this is like some type of generational curse in music, because if we go back decades ago, R. Kelly went on BET and admitted to being attractive to younger little girls. He had a whole case against him, but it took a fucking documentary with almost half of his victims for y'all to, like, open your eyes and stop supporting him. Not even if there was video evidence all those years ago. Not even if he admitted to it. It took, like, people to go into details of what happened to them for y'all to, like, maybe be like, oh, okay, I think he's kind of a bad person, but I don't really know, though. You know? It took, like, them old heads that long. And, I mean, fuck R. Kelly, for real. But, anyways. Yeah. And with Diddy, I feel like, I mean, I never paid too much attention to Diddy. But I knew it was kind of like the butt of the joke that he was kind of weird and freaky. But I feel like even after he got exposed for being weird, being an oddball, we took, instead of no homo, niggas started saying no Diddy as just like the butt of every joke. But I feel like in all seriousness, we don't look into how, like, disgusting he is. He's a fucking weirdo. These niggas are weirdos. But instead of holding them accountable, not giving them the attention, we give them the opportunity to profit and make them the butt of every joke. So then they're not even forgotten about and we can't even move past it. But now they're the butt of every joke. You know? You think like this is just the tip of the iceberg with all this shit. But then I feel like with the saturation and like the honestly just the polluting of like the minds that like violence against women is so okay now, I feel like not much is gonna change. But whether you like it or not, your favorite artist is a fucking weirdo. He or she. Bitches is not safe either. He or she is a fucking weirdo. No one gives a fuck how good their music is. They're a fucking weirdo. Your favorite rapper, he beats women. Your other favorite rapper likes kids. Your other favorite rapper touches women without their permission. You feel me? There's so many better, genuine artists we can give attention to. But instead of holding these other niggas accountable, giving them their day in court, and maybe even putting them in jail, no. We decide to give them the recognition. As you young niggas say, we're cooked as a generation, as a society. Morally, we're all fucking cooked. You know? This toxic celebrity worship that you niggas, really like feed into, it's like not doing you any justice. And I honestly want to know, like, I might even research this to see if this like has some type of like mental illness or if this contributes to something, because it's like gotten so much worse. I know when I first talked about this before on my podcast in an interview like 2 years ago, I know a lot of people were like agreeing with that and all, and I even explained it to one of my friends using the Barbs as an example, and this was like a topic we really got deep into, how like the kind of like idolization and giving like a lot of these celebrities and artists and people like these god complexes, it has to come from something so much deeper than we probably know. And it never does any good. Like it never, like the entitlement that these celebrities and artists carry, it never does any good for them or anybody, just in general. But I think the first step we could probably make to fixing this is holding these people accountable, to stop feeding into them, to maybe unfollowing them, maybe stop streaming their music, maybe not victim blame, because victim blaming is just another problem we get into. That's a whole nother problem. When SSG Kobe got exposed for assaulting that girl in that studio, I'll never forget what you niggas did. You went up here and you made fake screenshots of her saying she quote unquote lied, posted them, and vouched for this nigga's innocence. In what world is that okay? In what world? Not only that, but there was messages of him himself even apologizing for what he did. It was disgusting. You niggas attacked her for like 2 months, I believe, or even even technical difficulties. Even now, I'm sure she's still probably getting attacked with this, because you fanned out niggas just can't accept the fact that these niggas are weird. He's a weirdo. He is weird. Destroy Lonely is weird. Student Mick, whatever the fuck that nigga is. Presh Boy, whatever the fuck that nigga's name is. Can, all of these niggas are weirdos. And I'm sorry to tell you that. This is a PSA. Your favorite is a fucking weirdo. and it had, damn, my mic, and it had to be said. But I'm gonna end this episode off tonight. If y'all want a deeper dive into this, let me know. But other than that, I felt like I had to say this. This episode wasn't really planned out, but I knew I was going to do it today exactly. I knew I wanted to do it today. But, yeah. I love you guys lots. Stay safe. And hold these niggas accountable. Please. If we can't put them in jail because we know our justice system is just shitty as fuck. We know they never do shit. Take justice into your own hands and give these niggas their day. Give these niggas the most backlash. Please. And stop victim blaming. It does no good for anybody to victim blame. It's insensitive. It is the least from empathetic. Stop victim blaming. Please.